Excuse me. Thanks, Helena. Excellencies, colleagues and friends. Australia is pleased to be part of this forum and appreciates the opportunity to exchange information and learn from counterparts on appropriate approaches to disasters risk reduction. We convey our congratulations to Margareta Wallström and the ISDR team for their preparations for the conference and more broadly for ISDR's work in 2010. This year, communities across Australia, as in many other parts of the world, have been devastated by natural disasters. In January and February this year, Australia's northeast state of Queensland suffered record floods which covered an area the size of Germany and France combined. Just days later, we were hit by a Category 5 cyclone, and while the east was underwater, the west was suffering wildfires. Fortunately for Australia, prudent investments in hazard mapping and early warning systems, as well as established evacuation and emergency management procedures, helped us to minimise loss of life and damage from these disasters. However, the economic impacts of these events are significant and will be felt by Australia for years to come. These events remind us that we cannot stop hazards, however we can and must strengthen our resilience in the face of these events. This year, Australia adopted a new national strategy for disaster resilience. The strategy will improve Australia's ability to withstand and recover from future disasters. The strategy outlines that disaster risk reduction is a shared responsibility of governments, of business, communities and individuals. In short, it's everyone's business. The strategy sets out concrete steps that a government at all levels can take to reduce the risks posed by disasters. We do not claim the Australian context is relevant to all partners, but our strategy and our experience may inform your preparations. Given the multitude of hazards we face, Australia is well placed to reflect on, and if there is interest, to share our experiences in disaster risk management. In recognition that much can be done to reduce the burden of disasters on developing countries, Australia invests in disaster risk reduction initiatives in over 35 countries. We also cooperate technically with developed economy partners. At the second global platform in 2009, Australia launched a disaster risk reduction policy for the Australian AID program. This commenced with expenditure of $40 million in 2009. However, we now spend over $60 million annually on disaster risk reduction programs. We know that these investments not only save lives and livelihoods, but also protect hard-won poverty reduction and development gains, including progress towards Millennium Development Goals. Let me make the key point. Our single biggest investment in disaster risk reduction is through the Australia-Indonesia Facility for Disaster Risk Reduction. It is a partnership with Indonesia. Downstairs you'll see the facility's work represented in a booth showcasing Build Back Better campaign that uses local technical knowledge underpinned by Australian and Indonesian science to enable households to build more disaster-resilient houses. We feel this is a practical application of collaboration with a partner and use of local knowledge. In closing, Helena, thank you again. I would like to reiterate to you and our partners, thanks to ISDR for convening this event, and we wish to confirm our partnership with the Secretariat to highlight the importance of disaster risk reduction to sustainable development, both in Australia and worldwide. Thank you.